Straya. How are you going? Here you going, right? You should be. Hopefully you are. We started yesterday's show off on a bit of a somber note. We'll do the same again today. Look, absolute deepest sympathies to absolutely everybody affected by the horrible, horrible scenes in Bondi. Just breaks your heart. Just sheer, unadulterated evil on display by a bunch of bloody spineless cowards, I'd tell you that much. To the Jewish community, look, hopefully you're staying safe. Hopefully looking after yourselves. Horrifying stuff, right? Hey, let's talk some basketball. It's the NBA Straya best and worst stuff of the day. We had some crazy games. So, look, I'm your host, James Clements. I'm here in Larry Armour Studios. Let's get into it with the daily whip around. The Zinger, the Extreme Zinger meal. That's right. He's gone for a little bit.
The Extreme Zinger meal.
He's out with 2 weeks as he recovers from an illness because, remember, he's got POTS. Not POTS like that you put plants in. He's got postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is a disorder of the autonomic nervous system, which is obviously not very good. So basically, he'd sort of figured out how to kind of stay healthy, and then has been absolutely, obviously, just knocked sideways by an illness. So hopefully the Zinger's okay and he can come back as a supercharged Zinger burger.
Supercharged Zinger burger.
So, Ant-Man missed today with his ankle injury. Hopefully he's not out too much longer. It'd be nice to know for Supercoach, just saying. Zachy Cakes Adam Levine hurt his ankle today, left the game that the Kangs played. I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. And Chris Haynes keeps doubling down on his weird Giannis non-stories that he doesn't know anything about, but is clearly being fed something by somebody. Giannis says trade rumors aren't from him, but from his representatives. I can't control what the front office decides or what my representation does. I mean... If he's living up to his end and the team still isn't good, then he will have something to say directly to the front office or publicly. So yeah, Giannis going, I can't, control what my representatives tell people that I told them to say. Talk about trying to have your cake and eat it too. Bloody hell, Giannis. We get it. You don't want to look like a bad guy. Just say you want to be traded. Jeez. Anyway. Hey, let's wrap up some games from today. Washington beat Indy because Indy could not hit a shot. 108-89. That was absolutely brutal gear from the Pacers. They literally, between Siakam, Nemhard, they were absolutely off chops. And, when you're starting Ethan Thompson, the Pacers are just missing a bunch of dudes still. Charlotte beat Cleveland. Cleveland! 119-111 in overtime because Cleveland, I'll tell you what,
Cleveland
aren't very good. This is despite Cleveland having Darius Rucker, Judy Garland, and Donnie Mitchell, and they got the throw Jared Allen back. It didn't matter. Actually, what did matter is that they did not hit a shot in overtime. Seriously, they went 0 for 10. It's chaos. They got outscored 8-0 by Charlotte in overtime. Cleveland spiraling 15-12. It's absolutely brutal. Good job, Charlotte. Brooklyn absolutely smash-em-erated Milwaukee, so expect Giannis's representatives to say some stuff in the following days. 127-82. They lost by 45. That is a franchise record for the Nets. 9 nets in double figures. The Bucks are a train wreck. Philly 117, Atlanta 120. Great win for the Hawks. No Maxey for the Sixers. He was out with an illness, which, to be honest, probably not that bad. He's like the one dude who's played all these games. He's now missed 2 games, and he'll get a week and a half off, which is kind of good, I guess. But 22-14 for Embiid, his first double-double of the year. 35 for Paul George. And they lost. Yeah, the Sixers. Just not sure about this Embiid George stuff. I'll just say that. Especially, and Jared McCain. What happened to him? Yeesh. New Orleans beat Chicago because the Bulls suck. 114-104. Gross gear. Chicago could not get anything going on offense against a horrible Pelicans team that at least got Zion back. He came off the bench on a minutes restriction. They got Herb Jones back. They've got a bunch of their dudes. And Chicago should still be better than a 5-22 Pelicans team, but they're not. They had Buzelis go for 9 points, Okoro go for 5, Gids go for 11 on 10 shots, Vooch go for 12 on 5 of 16. Kobe White went 8 of 18 for his 20. It was horrible. It really was. Sacramento got smashed and rated by the Minnesota Timberwolves, 117-103. And then the Lakers and Phoenix played an awesome game, 113-111. Crazy run from Los Angeles. They were down 6, then they were up 20, and then they lost the lead and managed to pull it back because, I don't know, that's right, the refs love LeBron. It's weird. Seriously, they were down the Suns went 0 of 10 from 3 for a stretch. Brooks finally hits one in the fourth with 7 minutes to go, but they were down 77-71, the Lakers. Then they were up 86-77 at the end of the third quarter. 15-0 run to finish off the third quarter. That's 5.5 minutes scoreless. Then they go the next 2.5 minutes into the fourth quarter scoreless to the Suns. It's 95-77. Absolute chaos. It ends up 99-79, down 20. The Lakers had ripped off a 24-0 run. Crazy, right? And then the Lakers didn't score for a bunch of time themselves and blew the lead. It was 102-84. Then it was 102-93. Then it was 111-97. And then they didn't score for 3 more minutes. It was 111-109. Dillon Brooks hits a 3. It's 113-114. The Suns have the lead. And Dillon Brooks gets called for a tech foul because LeBron tried to hip check him mid-air on a shot. And they kick out Dillon Brooks. It was amazing. LeBron misses the free throw. They get a bucket. He gets fouled on the inbounds after he gets the ball back on a 3. Absolute chaos. LeBron had 8 turnovers, but they still managed to pull out the win. The Lakers, just chaos. And then Golden State got beat by Portland, 136-131 in a wildly entertaining game where Jeremiah Grant and Shaden Sharp had 35. Steph hit 12 threes, and the Warriors lost because Draymond stinks. And also, Jimmy Butler couldn't get a tip in to go twice off a Steph miss. It was weird lack of composure down the stretch from the Warriors. It was very strange. But Portland, look, they ripped off this 12-zip run in the middle of the fourth quarter to sort of get back in the game. And then the Warriors just kind of went off the boil. It was wild to watch. Very fun one. Hey, who was NBA Straya Pro performance of the night, though, Jim?
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That is a knife. Look, Paul George's 35 was nice. He hit 7 of 11 threes. They still lost. Wemby over me. Brandon Miller, he had 25, 25, 13, and 6. Brandon Spindles Miller has these games where you're like, wait a minute. Is he a top 15 player? And then he'll just be horrible for weeks. It's crazy. DeAndre Ayton did a bit of revenge in the Valley of the Sun. He scored 8 points out of the gate very, very quickly. He had 20 and 13 on 10 of 11 shooting. DeAndre dominating as long as it's against one of his old teams. If this dude could just be motivated for all of his games, like he's paid to be, he'd be awesome. But anyway, LeBron James had 26, 4 and 3 with 2 steals and 2 blocks. But my favorite today was the duel of Steph hitting 12 threes and getting to 48 bloody points, and Shaden Sharp going, that's cute, I'm better. He had 35. He was awesome. But Jeremiah Grant was literally like, I think I'm better than Steph. Check this out. I'll hit another 3. He also had 35. So they combined for 70. Huge win for the Blazers. Awesome day of hoops. Hoops, Jim. That's right. Spud of the night.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. How about a bit of your mates, the Cleveland Cavaliers? Oh, geez.
Cleveland!
0-10 in overtime is absolutely crazy. It's like the first time it's happened in 11 years or something. I think the Bulls did in 2015. That'd be 10 years, Jim. Yes, you're right. So that's pretty crazy. Draymond had 8 shots and 8 turnovers. That's not great. LeBron also had 8 turnovers. But some horrible shooting nights. How about 2 of 13 for KPJ? Oh, mate, soup. He had a bit of a rough one. I'll tell you that much. 3 of 18 for Nick Alexander-Walker. Also, not very bloody good, I'll tell you. No, mate. He was not very good. And then, after Nick Alexander-Walker does that, you've also got 3 of 14 for Andy Nemhard. Not ideal. I mentioned the 0 of 5 for Jared McCain. That was just wasn't very bloody good. I don't know what's going on with Jared McCain. It's a bit of a strange one. DeAnthony Melton went 0 of 5. McCain did the 0 of 5. Justin Edwards went 0 of 5 as well. DeAndre Hunter went 1 of 7. But you get to this 3 of 14, 1 of 7 from deep for Andy Nemhard. Donnie Mitchell, 6 of 24. Kobe, 1 of 11 from 3. Yeesh. And how about Luka? 7 of 25 overall, 2 of 14 from deep. Absolutely brutal gear from a bunch of our stars actually today. But I would like to thank, this is like a Monday miracle. We had an absolute rash of 311s because I'd like to thank Keegan Murray, Jimmy Butler, and a bloke who's on pace to break the 311 record, Keyshawn George. They all went and shot. Oh, yeah. Chill. That's right. They shot 311. Keyshawn George has already done it 3 times this season. That equals the record from last year, apart from the fact that Derek White shot 311 from downtown 7 times last year. So 9 total. But that's a weird thing about the threes. Like the threes are this sort of, obviously, you're taking 11 threes and making 3 of them more often than you are from the floor because you're shooting a lot of your shots from the floor closer to the rim than just threes, right? So anyway, but that's pretty crazy. I think 23-24, we had Bogdan who hit 5 311s on threes, but Derek White going 7 for last year was pretty crazy. Anyway, Keyshawn George, 3 already in the games, just normal field goal attempts, 311. Amazing gear. Spud-worthy stuff. Who was Old Mate No Mates today?
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? Kyle Kuzma in Brooklyn. Man, it's 45 points to a team trying to lose. They got 4 or 5 wins or whatever it is now. No disrespect at all because it's the beauty of this league, right? There's so much talent. If you're not ready, you get your butt whooped by any team. I don't think Kyle Kuzma understands what respect means because no disrespect. I mean, you literally just said that they're not trying to win and they kicked your ass by 45 points, you idiot. So Kyle Kuzma, I don't think he's going to be welcome back in Brooklyn anytime soon. And what he was wearing was just like, dude, come on. You look like Oscar the Grouch. Dillon Brooks getting booted because I think he had a really big case of being Dillon Brooks, according to the refs, was very funny as well. I always like that because Dillon Brooks should probably basically be kicked out of every game. And it was funny that the refs went, look, yes, we understand that LeBron tried to like hip and shoulder you midair, but you touched him as he went past. So that's on you, Dillon Brooks, and you're kicked out. That is a bit of the old, yeah. We hate Dillon Brooks so much, get him out of here. Old mate, no mates from the refs. Panting of the night. Go the fro, Jared Allen. Came back from injury. He's feeling pretty good about himself. He goes up for a sick dunk and then gets sent packing by Ryan Kalkbrenner. I love Ryan Kalkbrenner for the simple fact that he's big and he's white and he's going to be just like, everyone's going to try. He's got a case of the Aaron Baines. He doesn't care about getting dunked on. He's going to try to block everything and he's going to get some pantings. He's going to get dunked on a bunch of himself. But I love it. He's trying. That's all that matters. All I ask is that you try. That's what I tell the squids. But Ryan Kalkbrenner, he absolutely obliterated a Jared Allen dunk. That was very, very sick. My favorite, though, was like a double pantsing where LeBron turned the ball over either side of a sick chase down block on Jordan Goodwin, where we literally got the, block by James, and then bookended by a turnover. It was like a pantsing of LeBron. Oh, sick dunk, sick block by LeBron and Jordan Goodwin. That's a pantsing. And then LeBron turned it over again up the other end. Pantsed himself. Amazing stuff. Who was better than Lonzo Ball today, Jim?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Connie Nips. I think we might have to retire him from better than Lonzo Ball because he was awesome today. And obviously, look, Lonzo actually did play for the Cavs today, which is nice. His little brother, LaMelo, so this was a ball off because you had Charlotte versus Cleveland, but Lonzo played and LaMelo didn't. So there's like probably a pretty interesting stat out there about how many of the possible actual like games that they could have played in the Ball brothers have actually played in. And to be honest, I still reckon it comes down to like, Psycho, LeVar playing them in AAU from like the time they were like, 2. They just can't stay healthy. But Lonzo, he got out there. He went 3 of 8 for his 8 points. Better than that was Connie Nips in that same game. He was absolutely awesome to the point where I think on this Wednesday's show, We're going to do the NBA Cup preview. We also might break down some of this rookie class and do some rookie rankings because it is legitimately awesome when you look up and down this draft this year. And then you look at Brooklyn's haul and you're like, how did you guys screw this up? There's like heaps of good dudes and your dudes stink. And you took 5 of them, you idiots. Anyway, Connie Nips in the overtime win. He had 29 points, 11 of 19 shooting, 3 of 7 from deep. 29 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Plus 10 in 44 minutes. He was awesome, was our man Connie Nips. So also trying his ass off on defense. You love to see that. And the point is, like, it's now coming out, the Hornets sort of like think of him as the face of the franchise. It's like LaMelo's, he's going to love that. He's going to love those reports. Because LaMelo will be like, I don't know who keeps talking about why LaMelo might want to be traded. It's like, wait, did you just reference that? LaMelo's like, it was my representatives. Taking a leaf out of Giannis's book. How about a bit of the Aussie player watch? We had a bunch of the Aussies in action today. Josh Giddey, giddy up. In that loss to New Orleans, he had an awesome third quarter, did absolutely nothing either side of it. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 turnovers. None of the Bulls could get anything going. 4 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 3 from deep. Brutal gear. No Lockie Olbrick because they've got most of their dudes back now and they're just still bad. So that's great for the Bulls. Dyson Daniels, a great barrier thief. He actually almost made the NBA Straya approved performance of the night. He had 27 points today, 1 off his career high. 13 of 19 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown. 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. That's bloody good. Johnny Furphy, Johnny Beers. 13 minutes in the loss to Washington, 5 points, 4 rebounds. He went 2 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 1 from downtown. Jinglin Joe Ingles, cop that did not play, coach's decision against the Sacramento Kings. They didn't need him to do some specialized inbounding. Josh Greeny Green got out there against Cleveland as well for his second game of the season. 8 points, 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 5 from deep. Love that. 2 rebounds and a steal. And Tyrese Proctor also played in that game very quickly. 7 minutes. He had 2 assists and 0s across the board. Didn't take a shot, didn't do anything else. So, that's okay. Hey, what about tomorrow's games, Jim? Let's do it. Let's do some previews. Remember, you can find all of our picks over at Dabble. Use the code NBA Straya. Find us, follow us, whatever. You can sign up using the link in our show description or in our social bios. We've got some interesting games tomorrow. Detroit at Boston. Love this. Absolutely love it. The Celtics are pretty good at home. We understand this, right? The Detroit Bad Boys are pretty tough, and I don't know if they care about playing in Boston. So I think it's weird that they're underdogs because they are on top of the East. And I think the Pistons are pretty bloody good. The Celtics are healthy. The injury report for the Pistons is pretty clear as well. So you just sort of get to this point of like, okay, are we seriously just going to be discounting Detroit now? All right, that's sort of a bit strange. I'm going to take Detroit plus 1.5 because I think they're better. They're good. Let's go Detroit, plus 1.5. Toronto go to Miami. Now, Miami are a strange one, right? Because I trust Toronto a lot more at home, but they are absolutely in a swoon. And so are the Heat. The Heat have lost 4 in a row. You've got a Toronto team that has managed to lose 4 in a row. It's the wildly beatable object versus the wildly non-winnable team. I think I'll still take Toronto plus 5.5. I feel like on the road, I don't know. Scoob, Brandon Ingram, give me a bit of perimeter size. Let's go the Raptors. Oh, they're going to give me something. Got to give me something. Come on, Toronto. Dallas go to Utah. They're 2.5-point favorites. I'm going to go the Dallas Mavericks in that one. The Yaz are feisty, but Dallas have got a bit of chutzpah now with Ryan Nembhard running the show. Big difference, right? AD, Ryan Nembhard, Cooper Flag, off they go. Houston to Denver. That is an absolute belter of a game. 1.5-point favorites of the Nuggets. The way Jam and Jamal Murray's playing at the moment, I'm going to go with Denver at home. I think even with a couple of their injuries, they might feel a bit thin, and that might be the one thing that sort of gives you pause without Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, etc. Houston, I don't know, on the road in Denver, I just don't know if they've got quite enough to deal with Jokic. But look, Jokic versus baby Jokic in Shengun. That's going to be worth the price of admission alone. But I'm still going to take the Nugs. I think they can get this done at home. And then Clippers Memphis. Yeesh. 3.5-point favorites of the Clips. I think they get that one at home. Memphis have been playing pretty well, but now they don't have Edie. He looked horrible. I'm still going to go the Clippers. I think between Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, they should have enough to get the win at home. And there you go. Remember, you can find all of our daily picks at Dabble. Sign up using the link in our show description and our social bios. Go check them out if you want. That's it. All done. Pack right, boys. We are finished. There you go. That's the best and worst of the NBA today. Fun NBA day today. Tune in to NBA Straya every day for all things NBA, of course. We do the morning videos as well. NBA Coffee Run, which is basically where I throw a couple of my favorite picks that day into as I'm getting the morning coffee. So check that out. All right, so subscribe to NBA Straya everywhere or I will fight you. This is NBA Straya saying look after yourselves, would you? And later, hosen.